Oh, I guess welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over the new Raikou Entei Rayquaza question mark list. This list is one of my favorite lists that we have created recently, and it is actually just super good. If you hadn't heard about the new Rayquaza change, or rather the new Mega change, they reverted the rule that said you can't Mega Evolve basic Pokemon, pretty much because Mega Pokemon that evolved from basics, like Rayquaza, like Groudon, like the legendary basics, pretty much acted as the same way that GXs do. So there was really no way, no reason to keep them banned. To just kind of be like, hey, they're just as good as GXs. Most of them are worse, actually. The only really playable one actually becomes Mega Rayquaza. Now we thought Mega Rayquaza, okay, cool, what can we possibly pair it with? Well, one of the best Rayquazas that can be evolved is the Speed Game Rayquaza. And the Speed Game Rayquaza plays Lightning and Fire energies. And as we've discussed in many videos before, Lightning and Fire just kind of pair really well together. There's a lot of really good options for it. And one of the best Lightning and Fire pairings out there is Raikou Entei Legend. And this kind of does two things. Raikou Entei always struggled kind of with the early game. It kind of relied on your opponent setting up some of their support Pokemon so that they could Thunderfall? I think that's one. Thunderfall a couple of those Pokemon off the field. And then early game you were kind of just attacking with, Victini, Koko, Raikou, BKT, that sort of thing. Just other attackers. And the early game, if they had a big bopper or something, like a big, heavy-hitting, high HP Pokemon, was hard to get through. Well, now, Rayquaza kind of deals with that early game. It kind of gives you this, hey, I can put down Skyfield and just swing and one-shot pretty much anything in your deck with this Rayquaza. So Rayquaza takes care of the early game. Now, the problem with a lot of these EX, GX sort of centric decks, the ones that when you evolve, you lose your turn. The problem is once that Pokemon dies, it can be hard to get it back up if that's your central strategy. So early game, you have this Rayquaza to take care of a couple of the early prizes, and then late game, Entei Raikou is there to sweep their bench board, and you can do cool plays where you end them out of game. You can end Thunderfall or Claydol, and if they can't respond to that, Victini, Koko, Heatran, that sort of thing, they're going to be able to sweep because Iris is online, all these other reasons, blah, 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 blah. So it kind of works out. Raikou Entei being the late game, Rayquaza being the early game, just a natural pairing, a lot of really good synergy with the Koko engine, the Victini, Blacksmiths, that sort of thing. Just natural pairing, really, really, really good sort of toolbox deck. And when your opponent is staring down two Rayquazas in the early game, it's terrifying because it's pretty easy to get two Rayquazas out and just be like, you know what, come at me. What are you going to do? And the great part is that you can play two of the Emerald Break ones because of their ancient traits different. So they're technically different cards. And that's just awesome that you can play one of the Alpha Evolutions and one of the Max Heals. So, yeah, that's what we got going on here. A lot of the support in the deck over here is just your consistency. You have the Legend Box, you have the Mega Turbo, stuff that's kind of specific to those sort of decks. You play both Oracle and Mallow because you play a Legend. You play both of those so you can get them out with Legend Box. Only stadiums need Skyfield, BTS, that sort of thing. The energy line's really fun. You have a boost energy and a burning energy, all these DCE type energies. The E-Electric's in here for that extra acceleration. It's a nice bench sitter because a lot of these attackers are going to be Dynamo or attachable. And that's just going to it's, you're fine with having this, two other bench sitters, and then you can just drop a Pokemon and attack, drop a Victini and Dynamo, attach a Fire Energy, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I really, really enjoy this deck. This deck's been doing really well and been testing really well for us. But yeah, if you have any questions on it or if you have any suggestions or anything about how to change the list, please let us know. If not, have a great rest of your day.